What's going on, Ravens fans? Day one of NFL free agency is almost in the books. Not officially, but the moves have started to dwindle out as we've gotten later in the day. We'll talk about the Ravens dodging a big bullet on today's show, but real quickly, make sure you are subscribed. Unfortunately, we're dead last in our free agency sub battle. Dead last in the AFC North. That's not good enough. Good news is, only 42 subs down from Steelers Talk. So help me out. Hit that big red sub button down below. Let's help us climb up this ranking. So by the time free agency's over this week, we can be right at the top. Tyler Linderbaum signed a 3-year, $81 million deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I love Tyler Linderbaum. I always thought it should be a priority to keep him in Baltimore. My biggest arguing factor for that was like, hey, look, you're going to have a question mark at right guard. You're going to have a question mark at left guard. I don't want this team to have a question mark at center as well. But for that price point of $27 million a year, $9 million more than Creed Humphrey, who before today was the highest paid center in football, is asinine. And so for that reason, I think the Ravens dodged a bullet, not going up to $27 million a year. In fact, Jeff Zrebiec reported that their max offer to keep Tyler Linderbaum 4 years, $88 million. So he gets a shorter length deal, which means earlier negotiations from the Las Vegas Raiders, and he gets more money per year, specifically $5 million more a year. The Ravens were willing to make him the highest paid center in football by a wide margin, but I guess Clint Kubiak, John Spytek, Tom Brady, and the Raiders like, screw that. We're willing to give you whatever we want. And sometimes in free agency, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the moves that you make. Sometimes it's the moves that you don't make. And I do truly believe the fact that the Baltimore Ravens did not make this move is a good thing. Because you've got tentpole players on this roster, right? You've got certain players that hold this team together, like Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Ronnie Stanley, Kyle Hamilton. Those guys that are getting paid a lot of money. Now a Maxx Crosby. If you have so many tentpole players, you just have less money to spend on other players around the team to give them more good depth and more positional versatility. If you would owe Tyler Linderbaum $27 million a year, that's taking away like 3 starters' money right there. Easily. So I think it was a good pass. Now, I'm going to miss Linderbaum. He's a great player. None of this is like Linderbaum sucks at football. None of this is I don't want Tyler Linderbaum to be a Raven. I'm just saying I don't think I want Tyler Linderbaum to be a Raven at that price. Guys, that's like tackle money at the center spot. Now, he was a great player. There's a reason he got that much money. Only 5 sacks allowed in his career. 23 pressures allowed this last season, but I also think he was playing next to Beavis and Butthead on the defensive line up there in the middle with Daniel Falele and Andrew Voorhees to his right and to his left. And I think from a Las Vegas standpoint, yeah, maybe the money's high, but I do think adding Tyler Linderbaum was a great move for them, given the fact that they're going to be bringing in Fernando Mendoza, who is a brand new rookie quarterback, first overall pick, shiny new toy. You want to pair him with a veteran center. Look at what he did for Caleb Williams and Drew Dahlman this last year in Chicago, right? Very, very important for their development. But man, what I think the Ravens do now is probably hit center really early in the draft because Connor McGovern got signed to the Bills, re-signed. Tyler Biadasz went to the Chargers. Cade Mays today got signed to the Lions. You're kind of running out of center options in free agency, which is unfortunate. But man, again, Linderbaum for 27. I think it was a good pass. And additionally now, you're pretty much locked in for a 3rd-round comp pick in 2027. That's awesome. I will take that any day of the week. We know Baltimore loves their comp picks. Would you have paid Linderbaum $27 million a year? Let me know down below by giving me a yes or a no in the comment section. We got more to kind of round out today's show on the other moves the Ravens did or did not. Mostly did not make in free agency. But real quick, a word from our sponsor. Before we continue on with the video, here's what I'm looking to trade on Polymarket. For tonight's Clippers game, Polymarket is giving Los Angeles a 43% chance to win against the Knicks, and I think the value there is way too good. Kawhi Leonard is looking like the best player in the league right now, and I expect that to continue. For those reasons, I am taking Los Angeles at 43%. $100 wins you $232 if the Clippers take the dub. And with Polymarket, you can trade in and out on momentum shifts without getting blocked or penalized. With in-game trading, once Los Angeles takes the lead or even gets close, I can either ride it all the way out or I could sell early. For example, if you buy at 43% and sell at just 65%, you can snag a cool $151 payout. I'm keeping an eye on the second half run as Kawhi Leonard averages 14.2 points per game in the final 2 quarters, which is the 7th highest in the league. You can't do this with a traditional sportsbook, so get started today. Polymarket is legal in all 50 states. Download the app now to get to the top of the waitlist. The only way to do that is by clicking my link in the description and comments. It was a relatively quiet day for the Baltimore Ravens, signing John Simpson to a 3-year, $30 million deal. We covered it this morning. I think it's a great signing, right? I don't think it's anything that's going to be groundbreaking or earth-shattering, but I do think with Tyler Linderbaum hitting the exit door, it is going to be of value to have a veteran option in the interior of this offensive line. $10 million a year for Simpson, nothing crazy. Moving on from Daniel Fa'alele and Andrew Voorhees is a massive win, okay? I think that's great. Anybody but them, I'm going to be happy with. I'm going to be thrilled with. We are going to celebrate on this channel. I think the big question is, John Simpson's only played left guard. So will he continue to play left guard? Will they move a guy like Emory Jones Jr. over to right guard? Jones Jr. played right tackle at LSU, so maybe they would do that. But, I think mostly they are going to move Emory Jones to right guard and keep John Simpson at the spot where he's been for the entirety of his career. Other than that, not much today. Nothing today, to be exact. They continue to make moves. We'll have them covered. There were a few Ravens that did hit the exit door, though, in free agency. Draymond Jones signed a deal with the New England Patriots. You're probably going to get somewhere around a 5th-round comp pick for Draymond Jones' deal. Isaiah Likely signed a deal with the New York Giants, $13 million a year. You're probably going to get around a fifth-round draft pick for Isaiah Likely. Jordan Stout signed with the New York Giants. Can you tell that one John Harbaugh liked the players he had in Baltimore? You're probably going to get a 7th-round pick for that signing and comp picks. And then, of course, Linderbaum you'll get a 3rd from. And then also Charlie Kolar, $8 million deal with the Chargers. So now what that means for Baltimore is you look forward to the rest of free agency, you look forward to the draft, and you're saying, okay, look, we've got to add tight end. Because right now it's just Mark Andrews. And he's in the tight end room right now, and he's doing that meme of John Travolta from Pulp Fiction, where he's doing this. Or he's Will Smith in the cleared-out house of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he's looking around, hands in his pockets, all alone, just him and his thoughts. You got to add tight end, man. I think that I wanted to keep Kolar because I knew financially it could be done, but obviously they didn't feel like it should be done. Another, signing, obviously, Isaiah Likely with the Giants. I will point this out. Pretty much same exact deal for him to go to the Giants as you kept Mark Andrews around. I don't know about you guys. I'd rather have Likely than Andrews, but I digress. Interesting also nugget that happened today. Keaton Mitchell is a restricted free agent, but the Baltimore Ravens did not sign his tender, meaning he is now an unrestricted free agent. So Keaton Mitchell's not going to be a Raven anymore, which sucks. It does. I like Keaton Mitchell. I think he was always one of the more underrated players that Baltimore had. I think that he is one of those guys that just couldn't stay healthy, unfortunately. And so he will be moving on. Somebody's going to get a steal, and if he could stay healthy for an entire season, man, I promise you Keaton Mitchell is going to be special in the National Football League. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. If they make another move throughout the rest of the day, we're going to have it covered here. Make sure you are following on socials. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because, like I said, the second they make a signing, Gage and I will make a video, even if I'm at home, in my pajamas, in bed, wherever, in the shower. I'll make a video as quickly as I can. So make sure to lock us in, and I'll have it all covered on Twitter before I do anywhere else. It was a busy day. It's going to be a busy week, and it's the best place to be if you love the Ravens. Subscribe. We'll see you next time.